Hi everybody, I'm Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I'm based outside of Washington, D.C. in Arlington, Virginia, but my clients are all throughout the United States and we help them with all types of immigration applications. So I come on here once in a while to answer immigration questions, and if you want to be notified when I'm on live next time, make sure that you follow us and like us on our social media platforms, and you can do that through our handle, which is Agarwal Immigration, on all of our social media platforms. So whichever platform you choose, you can find us at Agarwal Immigration, like us, follow us, and you will be notified when we go live. We're currently streaming on TikTok, on Facebook, on Instagram, and on YouTube. So whichever platform works best for you, feel free to like us, follow us. I would suggest maybe doing it on all of them, just so you're notified and you can join us and ask immigration questions or just learn about immigration. And of course, if you know others that might be interested in immigration, you should share this post with them as well. So I'm on here. If you've joined me before, hi Colip, nice to see you. If you've never joined me before, say hello. Tell me where you're watching from. If you have a question, this is your opportunity to put it into the chat, and I will read it and do my best to answer questions with just general information about immigration. Unfortunately, I won't be able to get deep into your specific case because we have a whole bunch of people watching here, but if you want to have a confidential consultation, please go ahead and call our office, or you can schedule online right now on our Facebook page or on our website, agarwalimmigration.com. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration lawyer, and I help clients all throughout the United States with all types of immigration questions and immigration concerns. We help you find opportunities to get a work permit in the U.S., to work legally in the U.S., perhaps to extend your status or bring other family members into the U.S. as well. All right. Okay, Eric has a great question. I will answer them for you, and let me give you a tip here. A hot tip here is, if you want me to make sure I see your question, the better platforms for me to see them on right now are YouTube and Instagram or Facebook. I love the folks here that join on TikTok, but sometimes so many folks get on there that it's hard for me to keep track of the questions. So I would suggest try YouTube, try Instagram or Facebook if you would like to make sure I get to see your question today, but I still will do my best to get to all you TikTok folks as well. So if you've joined me before, you know I'm kind of in a different location. I'm actually at a business conference in San Diego, California. If you're just joining, you know that our law firm is based in Arlington, Virginia, which is right outside of Washington, D.C. We're actually going to be moving to Washington, D.C. soon, which is very exciting, and we'll make the official announcement as soon as all the papers are signed and done, and we're in there. But right now we're in Arlington, Virginia. We are right outside of Washington, D.C. I'm at a business conference in San Diego, California, just meeting other business owners and networking with other immigration attorneys to come up with the best strategies to win your cases, but also to give you guys the best client experience at our firm that we can offer to you. Okay, so give us a call if you would like to meet with me to talk about your immigration case. For right now, if you want to learn about immigration, if you have questions, put them into the chat, and I will do my best to answer them for you. Okay, and happy Cinco de Mayo, you guys, to our friends here that celebrate. I am excited to go to a Cinco de Mayo festival after I am done with this live here with some of my fellow immigration attorneys, and we'll post some of that on our social as well. Okay, great. All right, so the question of the day, which is what I usually start with, is something that people have asked, something that I think you'll benefit from knowing, but sometimes people just have no idea. So let me give you some information on asylum if you haven't really had experience with asylum, if you don't know what it is. So asylum, if you don't know what it is if you come into the United States, you can come in legally or illegally, and you are afraid to return to your home country. You can get protection here in the United States, and you can be able to live here permanently through a grant of asylum. So essentially, people that maybe fall out of status or come here on a visa sometimes will apply for asylum. It's called affirmatively. So you apply for asylum with USCIS and you say all the reasons why you're afraid to go back to your home country. And if you qualify, you'll have an interview, you'll provide documents, and let's say your case is approved with USCIS. That would be amazing, right? So that's amazing. That means you have a legitimate reason to remain here in the U.S. because there's a strong possibility that you'll be harmed if you return to your home country. So that's what a grant of asylum is. That's what it means, and it means you can live here permanently. So after 1 year of being an asylum holder, you can apply for a green card. You can also apply for all sorts of public benefits. So 1 year after winning asylum, you can apply and become a green card holder. Then after 5 years, you can apply for citizenship. So asylum, if you win, of course, it's in your benefit to prepare the strongest case that you can. If you win, it could be a path to U.S. citizenship. So if you are afraid to return to your home country, if there is a specific threat, call our office. Let's talk and see if you might be eligible for asylum. If I think you have a strong possibility, we can go through all of the different risk factors and processes and all of the steps involved to talk about asylum to see, is that the right decision for you? And if it is, know that you may also be able to bring family members into the U.S. You might be able to help your children or your spouse get status as well in the U.S. if you do qualify for asylum. Or maybe it's your spouse, for example. Like maybe your spouse is the person that if they return to their home country, they might be persecuted, right? So you might benefit from your spouse seeking benefits with us through asylum. Okay, if we can answer more questions about that, please reach out to us. If you want to know about whether you're eligible, I would suggest the best thing for you to do is schedule a consultation with our firm. We help clients all throughout the United States, so you don't have to be based near us. We're doing our consultations by phone, we're doing them by Zoom, and we're doing them in person. So no matter where you are, either anywhere in the United States or even outside the United States, we actually do consultations with several clients a week outside of the United States as well. So don't hesitate to reach out to us if you want to learn about U.S. immigration, if you want to see if you'd be eligible for some kind of opportunity to either be legal in the U.S., to get a work permit in the U.S., or get the opportunity to live permanently in the U.S., which could also lead to U.S. citizenship. Okay, call our office. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. I realize it is after 9 p.m. Eastern time, but I'm in San Diego. I've been in a conference all day, so I wanted to hop on here and answer your questions while it was still kind of daylight and before it gets too late here, because I am a little bit jet lagged. Okay, so let me answer your questions, put them in here. This is a great opportunity for you to ask questions, and I do handle all types of immigration cases, so no matter what type of immigration case it is, as long as it's about someone staying legally in the U.S. or about someone coming to the U.S. legally or changing their status in the U.S., we can help you with that in any realm, in employment-based realm, in a family-based realm, and also in humanitarian cases as well, like VAWA, like U visa, or a T visa. If you have questions, this is a great opportunity for you to put them in. Okay? All right, great. So I think I answered my question of the day. Hi, Mumuni. Hi, Dave. Kuldeep says, hi, Kuldeep. Hi. He says, hey, Pratibha. Hi. He says, does it make any difference in VAWA if they ask an RFE or no RFE? I mean time-wise. So if you have an RFE, obviously, if you receive an RFE, so once you file a VAWA case, for those people that do not know what VAWA is, in the most common case type for VAWA that we handle is when people are married to U.S. citizens or green card holders, and their spouse is abusive, and that can be verbal, mental, emotional abuse, not always physical abuse, but sometimes physical abuse is also present. So a VAWA case is for someone who's married to or recently divorced from a U.S. citizen or a green card holder, they've lived with them, and there is abuse in that marriage. So that is our most common case type for VAWA. These are people that qualify. Many of our clients will qualify for an opportunity for VAWA and a green card, which means they can live here permanently in the U.S. They can get work authorization usually between 6 and 8 months after we apply. They will also get a social security number if they've never had one. And ultimately, if the green card is approved, they can apply for citizenship in either 3 years or 5 years. So that's what VAWA is. If you don't know what that is, it's a huge opportunity for someone who is in a terrible situation, whose spouse is not helping them file for a green card, whose spouse might be hurting their heart, they might be hurting them physically, but most of the time it's emotionally, mentally, psychologically. And they can use this terrible situation to apply for and receive a green card, to get independence from their spouse, to be able to continue living in the United States, to have some certainty, especially if they have U.S. citizen children, that they want to make sure that they can secure their status here in the U.S. so they don't have to worry about being deported. They don't have to let anyone threaten them any longer about deporting them or having them deported outside the U.S. Okay, I hope that's a good overview on VAWA for those of you that don't know. So when we file a VAWA case, just like any immigration case, the government can come back to us and say, we'd like more evidence that this person qualifies. So there's all of these different requirements on whether you're eligible for whatever visa type or whatever type of status, right? So there's a few different requirements for every type of status. So if there's a weakness, or maybe the government thinks they would just like more clarification, or there's some kind of inconsistency in your application, in any of those areas, they can ask for more evidence. And the way they do that is by issuing what's called a request for evidence, an RFE, for those of you that don't know what that is. So Kuldeep here is asking, does it make a difference on timing, if they ask for an RFE or not ask for an RFE? It might. What we've seen is if they ask for an RFE, it usually takes them a couple of weeks after you respond to that RFE to make a decision on that case. So we just recently had a VAWA RFE because something that we provided in our application was inconsistent with a visa application that our client had filed before they entered the U.S. So the information that we had on our VAWA application was different than what the client had sent in when they first applied for a tourist visa, which they used to come into the U.S. many, many years ago. So the RFE was asking about this inconsistency, among other things, right? So when you get an RFE, they try to throw in every possible issue that there might be for you to explain further. Or point to evidence that you've already submitted to show how you're eligible for any immigration benefit. So we responded to that RFE. Of course, we are incredibly thorough. We try to review the RFE, give you a list of all of the documents that might be helpful to respond to that RFE, and we write out a full legal argument about how everything that we've previously submitted will go exhibit by exhibit, and everything that we're submitting now shows that this client is eligible for that benefit that we are requesting by the burden of proof that the government has set forth already. So that is what we're doing. So what we've seen, we want to prepare a strong RFE response, right? Because they are identifying maybe some kind of ambiguity or some lack of clarity in something that you've submitted, because they want to know if you qualify. So they're saying there's a slight possibility that maybe you don't qualify, but I'm giving you an opportunity to explain. An RFE is not a bad thing, okay? It's not a terrible thing. It gives you an opportunity to point out all of the strengths of your case and explain away the weaknesses in your case, all right? And of course, an opportunity to provide additional evidence. So don't think that an RFE is the worst thing in the world. It's not. It's not at all. All right? So what you want to do is prepare a strong RFE response. So Kuldeep is asking, how does it impact timing? That's a great question, and I'm sorry that I'm going through kind of this weird maze to answer that question. But my point in going through all of what VAWA is and what an RFE is and how we respond to that RFE is that usually as soon as we respond, they're ready to make a decision on your case. So in the case that I'm just talking about, where we received that VAWA RFE, we got an approval right within 2 weeks. I think it was less than 2 weeks after we submitted the RFE response. Our RFE response in that case, I think it was over 8 pages, single-spaced of response of just our writing and our legal argument. And then, of course, all of the additional evidence that our client gave us. We did a declaration and got affidavits from others to support what we were saying. She got her VAWA approved, and I think it was less than 2 weeks after we submitted the RFE response. And remember, there's some mailing time before it gets to USCIS as well. So they were ready to make a decision, and as soon as we were able to show them how she qualified and show them that and explain away what they were asking about, they were really excited about that, and they approved the VAWA. So that is what we are. What we can expect with an RFE. So they're so close to making a decision on your case. So as soon as we can submit a strong response, I think they would be ready to make a decision. So, Kuldeep, it could be a couple of weeks after we submit the response. So it's not too much delayed. It just shows they're almost at the end of the road in terms of they're reviewing your application, they're processing your application, and if they ask for additional evidence, they're actively reviewing it. So that means they're so close to making a decision on that case. All right, but you do want to take the time and provide a strong RFE response. That's all I want to say to you guys. Okay, Kuldeep, I hope that answered your question. All right, here. When can I apply for a green card after asylum? So when can I apply for a green card after asylum? So if you receive asylum either in court or with USCIS outside of court, you can apply for asylum. If you receive asylum either in court or with USCIS, you can apply for a green card 1 year after having your asylum approved. All right, so you're eligible to apply for a green card after being an asylum holder for 1 year, which is awesome. Then you can apply for citizenship after that. So if we can help you with either of that, if you already have asylum or you're thinking about applying for asylum, call our office. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. And schedule a consultation. And you can also schedule a consultation on our Facebook page or on our website. So whatever floats your boat, if you want to schedule some time to talk to me about how to get that work permit, how to be secure and permanent and live here legally in the U.S., I would love to chat with you about that and see if you're eligible for any of the different types of humanitarian cases, family-based opportunities, or even work-based opportunities. So give us a call or schedule a consultation on our Facebook page or on our website so we have an opportunity to talk about how you might be eligible. We can talk about your immigration history and any potential issues you might feel might be keeping you from gaining status in the U.S. Okay? You can reach out 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663, or schedule a consultation online directly from our Facebook page or on our website. All right? Great. And just as a reminder, if you want to keep being notified of when I'm on live, you can definitely do that. You should follow us and like us on all our social media platforms so you can be notified when I'm on live, and I can and you can hop on and answer you can hop on and put your questions on here so I can answer them for you. Okay, and if you have friends or family that also would like to be notified, of course, share this post with them. Share this with them so they can also know and learn about immigration, or perhaps put a question in here so they can get that answered. If you don't know me, I'm an immigration attorney. I only practice immigration law. I graduated in 2008, so I've been practicing for a very long time as an attorney, and we do work with all types of immigration matters. So employment, humanitarian, family-based cases, feel free to put those questions in here, but of course, if you want to have a consultation about those things, we can do that as well. Okay? Awesome. Let me make sure I get to all your questions, and yeah. Okay, looks like I am. Perfect. Okay, so how long is VAWA taking now? Rugvinder is asking, how long is VAWA taking now? So VAWA can take up to 2 years, maybe sometimes more than that, to be approved. We are usually expecting an approval around 1.5 years after we apply. So this is a VAWA approval. However, you will start seeing you'll start seeing benefits usually a couple of months after submitting your VAWA application. You can expect to see what's called a prima facie determination, which can help get you a driver's license and other public benefits in the U.S., especially if you're out of status. This is huge. It could also serve as protection from removal. If you're in that situation where you are at risk of removal, it can serve as protection from removal. It can also get you access to public benefits. And then work permit, social security number. If you don't have that, that's something that might also be something that is part of your VAWA case. And of course, if you qualify, a green card, permanent residence in the U.S., and ultimately U.S. citizenship as well. Okay, so VAWA alone, if you're just talking about VAWA and not a VAWA green card, VAWA alone takes about 1.5 years to 2 years approximately to be approved. But look, you're going to get so many benefits before that, especially if you're eligible for a green card and a VAWA. You might be able to apply for both at the same time. All right, call us if you have questions. Call us if we can talk to you about your VAWA case. You can schedule a consultation online on our Facebook page, which is Agarwal Immigration is the handle, or on our website, agarwalimmigration.com. But of course, if you feel more comfortable calling our office, like many people do, go ahead and do that, and you can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right, great. Dennis, I think you're asking about a marriage-based green card. Sorry. Okay. I think you're asking about a marriage-based green card. We charge for all our consultations, no matter what type of application, we charge $150. We do our consultation. We schedule them for about 30 minutes, and we can, of course, see what you qualify for. We can go through the process. We go through whatever issues might be present, and we can help you with that. So some people, some people reach out and they have no idea that they qualify for all of these other methods. They maybe call us for a marriage-based green card, but then they end up doing a VAWA because that is something that is going to fit their situation a lot better, and that they're eligible for that, and they have less requirements in terms of financial documents and things of that nature. Okay? I hope that helps you. If we can answer questions for you, please reach out to us. I would love to do a consultation with you guys, especially those of you that are thinking about VAWA and want to learn about VAWA. I would love to chat with you more about that. We handle a lot of those types of cases. Okay? You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Or, of course, go on our Facebook or on our website and schedule a consultation directly from there as well. All right? Our handle, again, is Agarwal Immigration. If you don't already follow us or like us on our platforms, make sure you do, and share this with friends or family that might also be interested in immigration, or that might need immigration help. They can put their questions on here or schedule a consultation as well. Tony says, my daughter and I did our biometrics on March 29th. When I checked the case status, it said our case is being actively reviewed. What is the next step? So I'm not sure, Tony, what type of case you have, but usually for most of our cases, if you're eligible for work authorization and you applied for it as part of your application, that would be the next step. So you would receive work authorization right after that. But again, I'm not sure exactly what case type you have. So I would love to chat with you more about that. If you would like, you can reach out to us, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Or go ahead and schedule a consultation. Tony says it's a marriage-based case. So what happens after you get your fingerprints completed for a marriage-based case? So assuming that you are eligible for that, assuming that all of the right paperwork was filed, if you did adjustment of status, right after that you get work permit. So usually you get work authorization and travel authorization, assuming you applied for that. So some people don't realize that they qualify for that. So usually that comes right after you get your fingerprints taken. Okay, I hope that is helpful to you. If you have questions about your marriage-based case, please reach out to us, 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. Okay, what's the difference between applying for asylum in court versus applying for asylum outside of court? So what is the difference between those? It's the same thing in the sense of requirements. So you have to show that you are in this social group, which your lawyer can help you figure out whether you fall into it or not. You have to show that you're afraid of returning to your home country, that there is a threat to you, to your safety and your health if you do return to your home country. So that's something that is required for asylum, whether you're applying for it in USCIS directly through an application, or whether you're applying for it in court, whether you're asking for it in court. If you're in court, what's going on is that you're being removed, right? So the government said that you don't have legal status here in the U.S., and they're actively trying to remove you. Asylum there in court is used as a way to keep you in the U.S., to keep the government from being able to remove you, right? If you're just here in the U.S. and no one has ever, the immigration hasn't filed a notice for you to come to immigration court, you can affirmatively apply for asylum, meaning you can, because you qualify, because you talk to a lawyer and you know that you might be eligible, you can prepare the application with the law firm or on your own and apply for it directly with immigration. Okay, so that's the difference between affirmative asylum and defensive asylum, which would be in court. The thing with asylum that you apply for, if you're not in court, is if it gets denied, then they put you in court, and then you can ask for asylum again in court, and then it's reviewed by a judge there. So for the clients that I meet with, I would say make sure that your asylum case is strong. Don't just file a weak asylum case, because that will impact you in the future, especially if you're eligible later for other immigration benefits, right? So don't file kind of a false asylum case. I would, if I were you, I would make sure I have a strong case and apply for it outside of court if you qualify, and that is where a lawyer might come in to tell you how strong your asylum case is. All right, I hope that is helpful to you guys. Call us if we can help answer some questions on that. You can reach us at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. All right, I think I got most of your questions here. Let me see. How long is it taking for a fiancé visa from California? So the fiancé visa is a petition that's applied for in the U.S. So you apply for this, but the person, so basically don't get confused with the fiancé visa. If you get engaged to someone here in the U.S., you're not applying for a fiancé visa, okay? You only apply for a fiancé visa if you are a U.S. citizen and that person is abroad, right? So the person you want to bring is abroad, is outside of the country. That's when you're applying for a fiancé visa. So when you apply for it here, the first part is filing a petition to show that you actually are engaged, that you plan to get married after they come here to the U.S. So that is something you file first. It usually takes about 9 months for that to be approved, but that doesn't give your fiancé permission to come to the U.S. They have to then apply for a visa abroad and come in once the embassy stamps them with that fiancé visa, and then they enter using the fiancé visa, and you get married after they enter the U.S. Okay, that is what it is. How long is that whole thing taking? It can take a couple of years, right? So the whole thing can take a couple of years. So what you should think about with a fiancé visa is, does it make sense for you to just get married abroad, right? They're outside of the country. Does it make sense for you to get married abroad? And apply directly for a green card instead of doing a fiancé visa. So that's not the cup of tea, the right cup of tea for everybody. You want to know all the pros and cons. And if you want to chat more about it, I'd be happy to have a consultation with you. You can give us a call at 703-348-1663. Again, 703-348-1663. My name is Pratibha Agarwal. I'm an immigration attorney. I help clients with all types of immigration cases, family cases, humanitarian cases like VAWA, Ts, U visas, and of course, employment-based cases as well. Okay, great. I think I answered most of your questions here today. Thank you so much for joining me, guys. And if you don't already follow us and like us on our social media, make sure you do so you can be notified. Share this with others. And of course, reach out to us for a consultation if you want to talk more about your immigration case. It's been great chatting with you here today on this Friday. I'm going to be heading back to DC tomorrow. But I'm here in San Diego and enjoying this business conference to help make our firm better, to help better serve our clients, and to help reach more folks here. So it's something that I love to do as part of being a law firm owner, right? So anyway, I'm in San Diego, hence the sunlight here, which is not usually present at almost 10 p.m. Eastern time. So it's kind of cool to be out here and be chatting with you guys who might be out on the East Coast or in different parts of the country. But anyway, I'm going off on a tangent, but happy Cinco de Mayo for those of you who might be out celebrating or who might be making plans to go out. But I will be back on Monday. Have a great weekend. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much.